though with a brand new rhyme. Don't know what it's about, but I'll find out in due time. It's a crime how I'm lied to about various signs. Hilarious fine, but the precarious drive. Take a minute while a minute to consider my illiterate fillery. Up illiterate literally and my brilliant fiddling with a million never seeds. A shower hopes are raising evergreens. I gotta write about something, man. You gotta write about one thing, fam. That the jam and the track are a stamp for the back of my hand. Yes, my plan of attack is offensive. A pencil dam with some white picket fence. And I got some ham and I got some bacon. When I'm in the kitchen, that's all I'm making. Unless it's a morning and the frosted flakes and a banana I plan to bake into bread. But I'm lazy, so I say fuck that and take it and embrace it. I gotta write about some new itch. You gotta fight just to make the switch, bitch. Yes. There's not a lot to grab at. I got less fat than a zombie on a diet. Try it, apply it, sign it, then leave it in the dryer and quietly fry it. Let me take a second to expand on my point. Making friends with a joint, shady plans for a coin, shaking hands to rejoin, breaking dance for a chance to enhance all my glands in a trance, pants down. Can't handle my shores, hands down. Plant candles indoors, dance around, and pretend you're a door. If every single light in the night sky flickered twice as bright till the end times, if every little moment to moment they wanted sewed into showing, well then he wouldn't have to theorize. If every single tree in the dark days would only catch a breeze and float far away, if every little load and reloading they thundered flowed into showing, well then he wouldn't have to stress every day. But the sun lacks courage, sneaking in sips like he's stealing gold's porridge. The moon's got a little too bright, and the sun won't come out at night. The rays it contrived were a bit too strong, so the moon in reply put some sunblock on. Difficulty catching a break, he sets himself at the lake, watches her rise as he falls, longing for a new dawn. 24 past and he's back to react to the future of his past at last. He thinks, oh this'll be the day, I'll shine so brightly that you'll have to look away. It's a crime how they work so efficiently together, but you can't see the gaze, it's blocked by the weather. A simple adjustment of just a justified rise. She'll finally see the truth that lies beneath his eyes. In time, he'll find a new pride, but right now, it's rough. The sun comes up, but he wants to go back down into the town to reflect on the feelings he's found. In time, she'll find his rise, a prize, but right now, it's tough. The moon shows up, but she doesn't want to get down. No sound around, no feelings found. Oh, it's a struggle, an eclipse man in a bubble. Oh, star trouble, not subtle, evaporated puddle. It's a struggle, an eclipse man in a bubble. Oh, star trouble, not subtle, too lovable. In a regrettable moment, the sun decided it would try to fake an edible omen and shed some light on the sidelines, fill it up with the white lies, unaware of the flight size. Although the moon didn't notice, the sun could tell it was bogus, always catching the piercing looks of some judgmental far rise. His decision thought unwise. So if you have a moon of your own that you can't seem to let go, take a page from the sun and shine on your own, even if you're alone. And if you're a moon with your own sun, let them know if it's real or fun. Cause the one thing that keeps him burning is the fire inside that you keep churning. Because the one thing that keeps him burning is the fire inside you keep churning. Star trouble. Suddenly you wonder if you've even got a voice. Suddenly you ponder if you've even got a choice. The thunder, a fucking tundra, calamity crashes into your life and you melt into ashes. Your bashful matches, post in your mattress, toast in the rest of your half-full glasses. A disaster after actually happened, but relax, it's just imagine. No stress on the past then, that's a dead end. Turn around, roll up the windows, grab a bead, touch a tea, cause you don't know where you're headed. You'll get it, but right now you gotta head in. Let it set in to a new habitual enterprise. Time will strive, your eyes will see it come alive. You will be efficiently energized. You're fucking with an animal that cannot be tamed. You're fucking with a check but can't remember your name. You're lucky all the deaths occurring too far away, paving the way for you to make it to fame. Trading pain for some gains, no time to train. You're hunting for a new face, it's a race, last place, back to basics. The base kicks into the matrix, it's troubling but just face it. Set a good example for the sheep who you shepherd, ignoring all the times they made you feel like a leper. In storing your emotions you will never surrender until the pill pops and you're off on a bender. But still you will not ever let it become you. You'll undo all the pain that they caused you, because you got a job to do. Sick of all this molded food, cook up something golden new, old school. I know you, I hope you don't read between the lines or I'll be so screwed. I told you, it won't do to pretend that it's real when you're tofu. But there you are with more food. I guess I'll order more brews, I guess I'll grab a friend and shit talk over more booze. Abhor news, a whore's noose tied around my neck. Every time it loosens up I'm pulled back. It's to distract in these actions you attack me with. I lack the proper back to attract these quips, so stop scratching it. The wound is opened up, a little fucking tickle is just barely enough. Writing while I'm drinking, staring into the cup, fucking shit up, fucking it up. I do more damage than good, I write down more than I should. I'm stepping into the woods, making it work, flipping my hood. I got a brand new perspective, electing the rest of my days as a blessing. No more resting, invested in an old way to get wrecked, my friend. Let's begin again. My passion's a knot, and I think for a change that maybe I'm not. Drink from the can to expand what I am, create new thoughts, or delay these shots, overtly tame these hops, paving the lanes of the yellow brick road. I'm not ashamed of a lot, but I got new goals in the plot, raising them up, not bothered by the fact I'm alone. At 26 years old, I'll still flow on every beat that drops. Listen, I'll simplify my mission. I'll trick myself into thinking I'm gone, break it down and see what's written. System, overloaded my conscience. Don't roll the boat, it's a bobsled. Hold the phone, it's the godsend I'm missing. Delivering this, so if the trickery sits, I can just wiggle a bit and find a new point of reference. Excellent, I got a good set of cards. Yeah, it shouldn't be hard to play death in the next bar. He wasn't very far when the lights from the car plunged a knife into his back. In fact, it was hard for the car to avoid a moonlight dressed in black. Blasting the horn at the last minute, pouring the hopes into the attack. No going back, mistakes are a one-way track. Nothing they can do to retract. Paramedics arrive saying try to relax. His struggles grasping for breath, thinking is this my death? He knows the answer is yes, and yet he takes the time to reflect on the life that he owned. There's no going back. He regrets now in stone as he drifts through the void and his spirit ascends where most would avoid. He attempts to mend in his head, bend to the will of the dead. What would he have done different? What skin would he shed? Could it be remedied? Maybe if he gave it all up readily, his soul would steadily drop back down to earth. A reverse, knee-jerk, second chance at rebirth. What happens next, I suspect, will attach my regrets to the rest of my best self-reflective narrative. Yeah, it's imperative I finished honestly, so I'm more aware of it. The apple lands on my head, but instead I will get a brand new view to reject in my mind again. Try to fly again, time to unwind again, to understand. Slipped up with my illustration, led to paparazzi to cure frustration, craving a nation's attention, apprehension, taking my motivation. Think a lot about sculpting my body, trained a bunch since I let it go rotten. Often I spend a full day wandering, pondering, sobbing instead of just talking. Lazily brazen about my channel, lately been craving a sated at tandem. Wish I could stay and prepare a new plan to avoid uploading at random. Feeling trapped in a rap about all my shortcomings with all my force running. My goals are so cunning, I told myself one day I'd unfold and start stunning. Riddle me this, get called a bundle of sticks. It's twisted when I flick my wrist. It is something like this, they're not listening. I gotta give again, delivering no more self-prescribed medicine. Heavily I struggle with my demons, and inner cleaning is what I'm needing. No more feeling left in the dark, waiting for the good part to start, because the car is in park.